Silk in the building. Yo, they've been saying 100K in NYC is broke. This video is about to give NYC hope. This girl makes 133K. Paycheck to paycheck, not today. This girl just put some dudes to shame. Zero debt, 100K. Broke is not in her name. And wait till you see her budget. Which I know I like to get straight into the video, but before we do, like, comment, subscribe, man. Show me some love. All right, come on, let's get straight into the video.
I'm Gabriella Carter, a 22-year-old recent graduate from Princeton University who earned over $2 million in scholarships. I recently moved to New York City where I made $133,000 last year.
All right, she's about to go into her life story. So I'm just going to sum it up. She's from Jamaica. Her parents struggled and she ran it up. All right, now let's get into the important part. Let's see how this money is spent. Let's see how she's not living paycheck to paycheck.
So I definitely had like 3 different jobs on campus, but on top of that, I received a lot of money in scholarship disbursements, which is basically like when you get a refund check that can go into your bank account. So by the time I had graduated, I was able to save over 6 figures. My main goals with the money that I'm saving and investing are definitely to acquire property as soon as possible. I feel like that's a really great way to diversify the assets that I have. I moved to New York City in July of 2022. My apartment is worth $4,500 a month and I live with 2 other roommates and my share of the rent is $1,245.
She really staying down till she come up, but she already came up. But seriously, this is how you do it. Make the money, keep the expenses low, and invest. That's the secret to not living paycheck to paycheck. While I do understand not everybody can get rent for $1,000, but just keeping your expenses low in general will help the problem. But let's just see how else she's living.
Majority of that food is eating out, but I definitely do cook sometimes. Some of those meals are business dinners and others are for more social activities where I'm going out to eat with friends.
I don't know if dudes are paying for her food, but there ain't no way. Her monthly spending is under New York's average. A single person in New York can expect to spend up to $400 to $500. But guess what she's paying? $368. This really makes me question. Is it that 100K is not enough in NYC? Or people's spending habits is not intact? But let's see how else she spends her money.
I definitely do try to take the train when I can, but a significant portion of that budget comes from taking Ubers and Lyfts around the city. Each month, I allocate around $5,000 to $10,000 towards saving and investing. I save majority of my money in a high-yield savings account, whereas another portion of that money goes towards my brokerage account.
Wait, no BMW? No Benz? No living above your means? She's taking a train? And this is what some people don't talk about. Yes, New York is extremely expensive, but the public transportation is immaculate. Well, sometimes, but it only costs $290. Not only is her transportation cost low, her highest expense is saving. And while I understand her situation is unique, no kids, high income at 22, but her ability to live in her means is impressive. And she's doing it while flexing. She got the Hermes bracelet, the diamond bracelets on the other hand. She's out here balling. Some people saying 100K in NYC isn't enough. Why they saying that she's over here running it up?
I make $100,000 a year. Am I poor to you?
Yes, technically, yes. 100K is the new broke. A lot of people making 6 figures are still living paycheck to paycheck. This is no longer the early 2000s. Life is changing. Inflation is at an all-time high. The cost of homes, the cost of goods are so much higher. Making 6 figures 10 years ago was impressive, but it is no longer impressive today. I live in Miami. You can't get an apartment for less than $5,000, $6,000 here. How the only gonna make 6 figures?
Can someone please grab this guy's microphone and just take his camera too? If you're broke and you make 100K a year, you're just with money. If you live in a major city like New York, LA, Miami, it might not be sufficient based on your lifestyle, but ain't no way you're broke, bro. You might not be as comfortable as you want, but what is this guy talking about? The problem is people love to spend above their means. You know, buying an expensive car, gotta pay heavy ass insurance, living in a very expensive high-rise apartment. If you do that, then that's on you. There is no freaking way all the apartments in Miami are like 5K, 6K. That's just freaking ridiculous. The average person in the United States makes 50K a year. Are you trying to say the average person in the US is broke? If you're single and you don't have that many responsibilities and you make 100K a year, that's not bad. If you got a family, you know, wife and kids, that's a whole different story. At that point, you're better off earning more money, but these influencers, they're all out of touch.
This is one of my most asked questions. How do I afford to live in New York City making $55,000 a year? I make $52,500 a year. And I just want to say something really quick. I'm a PhD student and I'm from Canada, which means I'm on a visa. And for as long as I'm on this visa, I cannot make $1 more So this is a fixed amount that I'm making. Also, I have no debt or loans, so that's a huge contributing factor to like being able to live here, I'd say. But the very, very, very unsatisfying answer that I'm going to give you is that I just don't live the New York City life that you see portrayed in the media. I live a very vanilla life. I could probably live in Ohio and I would live the same life. I moved to the city not because it's New York City. I actually never really ever dreamt, you know, like I'm not like that kind of a person who's like, I dreamed of moving to the city. I never even visited New York City before I moved here. I got into a program and decided to move because I really wanted to go to this program. Because of that, I don't go out. I don't go out to eat. I don't buy things. I don't buy new clothes. I canceled my Amazon Prime subscription so that I wouldn't buy extra things. A majority of my friends that are here are in my program, which means that they're in the same financial situation as me, and so we don't do things that cost money when we hang out. And that's basically the bulk of it. That's how I afford to live here. It's like a very, very, very unsatisfying answer, I'm gonna say, because I think New York City is like this, TikTok has made it this like, oh my goodness, this place that you have to live in order to like succeed in your 20s. I don't know. I mean, that's how I see it in my opinion. But the truth of the matter is that for, I think a lot of people, that's not really the case. And you see this very small, narrow lens on social media, which portrays it a certain way. And that's just not the reality for a lot of people. So that's it.
Nah, they went ham. Whoever be parking, y'all, they caught them. They got you. They said no more boots. The boots. Y'all got pads on the window. Yes, it's like a padlock on the window. It's a boot because people taking the boot off.
I'm a New York City girlie born and raised who has moved to Connecticut, and people always ask me, what's the number one thing that you miss about New York? And the answer is always going to be convenience. Where else can you get a blowout, a bacon, egg, and cheese, and you can go shopping on the same block? Let me know.
Jaywalking is now the right of all New Yorkers.
Who cares? So what else is new?
Officially, now it's not against the law.
I jaywalked my whole life here. I lived here for 60 years and I jaywalked.
Yep, no more tickets for taking your life in your hands. Hurry, hurry, hurry. This was Jay running here in Brooklyn, but we saw the same in Times Square and City Hall. Look at the red shirt guy. Trucks were honking at him. He waved everybody on. This is the wide turn jaywalk, the wave and walk, the in-between cars jaywalk. You worry about being a driver in the city and hitting somebody.
No.
And then they sue you
No.
because it's not against the law.
No. You gotta be alert. You're in New York. Look alive.
Some New Yorkers think this is a ridiculous conversation. Jaywalking has always been a New York City civil right. These two women walked and were an undertow even, encouraged other people.
You get a chance, you
go.
Take it.
Is it safe?
If it's safe, you go. Watch both ways, because now we got these guys.
Now these grandmas been jaywalking since 98. But yo, this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, man, and we out.
I need to think.
Excuse me, officer. You're under arrest for being too handsome. Nah, but seriously, what's your badge number?
You want me to go live?
What's your badge number?
3193.
Good boy.